And another good morning. Hey there. I'm now headed out to Christchurch. It's 9 in the morning. It's like 5 to 6 hour drive to Christchurch. And I think I will arrive pretty soon there, pretty early there. The reason I'm up already and I'm driving off already is that just like half an hour ago I drove this Dutch fella, I think his name was Joseph, to the ice site where his bus, to Friends Joseph, where his bus departed. And so I could just sit around and wait till 10, till I'm supposed to check out, but now I'll just start now, and probably, now that I'm that early, I might stop by Lake Pukaki, because there's a lake and there might be something to see there. And another thing I won't do is I won't fuel up, because I hope that on the east coast of the South Island there are some fuel stations around, so cross your fingers for that. Anyways, today is just another getting from A to B day, so don't expect too much from today. Heading out. What the fuck? Can you see that? Because I can't. It's so foggy, I can see like 10 meters in front of me. I think there's a car somewhere up there. So, better driving a bit slow. I hope this clears after the morning. Ah, it clears a bit. Yay, there's a car. Strange. Strange and unusual. Okay, I'm now in Twice and I decided to fuel up here because it's still about 300 kilometers to go. And I don't want to have that happen what happened like 3 days ago. I don't know. And near Twice there's one of the Lord of the Rings locations where I think that the large battlefield was. But I don't think I'll drive up there right now, because without a guided tour these just are really useless, because you couldn't tell what has happened where. And the tour departs from Christchurch, from Queenstown, so I'll do that next time around. And yeah, Lake Pukaki, I don't know if I'm stopping there, I don't really think so, because it's still 300 kilometers to go and I've been driving for like 2 hours now, and I don't want to drive too long today, so we'll see about that. Okay, I changed my mind. And why did I change my mind? Because this is what Lake Taupo looks like. I think this is one of the mirror lakes, but it's not really mirrory right now, you can just see the usual reflection. And if it were calmer today, I think you could just see the a perfect reflection, like in a mirror. That's why it's called a mirror lake, of Mount Cook, which is supposed to be somewhere behind there, but I don't know which one it is. Probably that one over there? I don't know. And there is no one here. It's beautiful. Everything around here is just beautiful. So I made it back to Christchurch, and nope, I still don't like the city, because this time it's like I've been driving for pretty much 6 hours and I saw like no cars. There I've come through a few towns, but there were like absolutely no cars on the street. And once I made it to Christchurch, there were like 3 million of them on the streets. And this is horrible when you're not used to it and you don't know the city too well. But yeah. Now the journey for today is done. Tomorrow we'll be up to Picton, and the rest of the day probably just a long needed shower and relaxing. I don't think I will be filming that. But this is pretty awesome. I didn't have like the best of memories of this place, because I remember this as cold and I didn't like the city around it. But today I've been upgraded to a single room. Small single room. They're like recarpeting all around, so they didn't have a shared room. And I thought I would have to pay like $25 for a 4-bed room. And now this is like the first night I have ever spent alone in New Zealand. Well, the second actually. There was this one time in Wanaka just a few days ago. But this is the first time I'm really in a single room. I'm kind of interested to see how that goes. Sadly the Wi-Fi doesn't reach up till here, but that's okay. Now, this day is actually a lot more relaxing than I thought it would be. That's cool.